Okay.
Sorry, did I just get on video?
Did you get
You're on
did you
video.
get on, or did it
Going now.
start?
Do you guys have anything that you're gonna present?
Yes.
And are you guys okay with presenting on your end as far as hitting the little screen share thing on how to do that?
Yeah.
Okay.
I'm just on my phone.
Okay. If you have any documents that you want to share, you can send them to me like via email, like right now, and then I can share them if you need to do that. If you don't, if you're just gonna go through them verbally, then
I'll just do it verbally because my tracking.
Okay.
By the time I got it PDF'd and all squeezed down onto one piece of paper, you can't read it. So,
okay.
anyways,
All right. Well,
All right.
I'm gonna screen share my little generic presentation. Hopefully you can see it. Can you see that?
hey, look at you.
What's up? No? Like a dork. All right, so becoming the new me. Hey there, buddy. How you doing? All right, so when I started out on this project, I wasn't sure exactly how it was all going to unroll and how everything was going to come out in the wash. I gave myself some pretty, um, I guess, pretty intense goals. I wasn't sure if I was going to even be able to do them. I'm pretty responsible, but the goals again were challenging. And overall, I think for me, I came out much healthier than I was. I really stuck to my project. I was really proud of my results, and I have a lot more energy. And we're gonna go see my family for Christmas, and losing about 20 pounds or so for Christmas. And I don't know if you all have brothers and sisters, but it's kind of, we have some brotherly and sisterly love. So for me to lose a little 20 pounds, right before going to see them would probably pay off in the long run, because otherwise I'd probably be called some funny names. So it was good for me to kind of go through this whole project and again get a little bit more physically fit. And the only real problem that I had through 3 or 4 days was I've had like 2 back surgeries and a bunch, and like the third thing I get shots in my back because I have a really bad back, so I couldn't do a lot of my core exercises for only about 3 days out of the 75 days. That's something that I kind of struggle with a little bit. And the only other thing I struggled with was with my partner and checking in on them every single day. For one, because I was more worried about myself, I guess, selfishly, and two, I didn't have internet to where I could go onto Google Docs about how they were doing. So those are kind of the 2 areas that I struggled with. So I had this little, I don't know if you can see that, hopefully you can, but I felt like I was slightly overweight and out of shape. Can you guys see that?
Oh yeah, very overweight. Yeah, I see.
So, but it's all that whiskey from what I think week 6
No, dude, you
from
look fine. You look great.
So I wanted to reduce my calorie intake, and I'll actually go through what my goals were here in a minute. But I only missed a few days out of the semester, so I really felt like I did a good job. For the most part, I did what I set out to do, and in doing that, my goals were really these 4 things: that I was going to work out 3 times per week, and making sure that I get the following things done. Now, to those of you who may work out all the time, this may be looking kind of weak, but for somebody like myself who doesn't work out a lot, and partly because of my back, 2 hours per week of cardio, to do that was a little bit of a struggle, because as far as like the time and having time, and then schoolwork, and then going to a scout meeting, everything else, and all of our church activities, that 2 hours per week.
Jeff, have you gone to different slides? Because we only see that one slide, the becoming the new me.
Yeah, I did.
We haven't seen anything other than that. We've just been looking at your mug the whole time.
Really? All right.
Yeah,
let's-
you got a shape mug.
It looks like you're in presentation mode
Yeah.
in PowerPoint, but we're seeing like the instructor end. We're not seeing the presentation end.
All right. Can you see that?
Yeah.
Yeah, now it changes.
Okay. I'll just have to do it from this standpoint. So this is this is me, like the starfish.
Oh, now I get the
SpongeBob.
overweight thing.
Right?
You're like
See what I'm
being-
saying? So I thought you were laughing at my little icon thing. This actually, in the presentation, it actually moves, and actually that lettuce and burger slides into his mouth. And I can't remember his name off the top of my head right now.
Patrick.
Patrick, yes, Patrick. So anyway, that was kind of like my little GIF, and it was pulling through, and it actually shows him eating that, and it just repeats. So, slightly overweight, and I felt like I was a little out of shape. And then going to the next slide here is my goals, and these were, what I kind of started with, and that was the cardio 2 times per week. Here again, I was able to do that, mostly on I have one of those standing ellipticals, and that's where I got most of my cardio from. And then core training, I've been working on my core to try to strengthen up my stomach muscles to help my back a little bit. 15 minutes per day, just working on stomach and back muscles. And though 15 minutes a day doesn't seem like a lot, when you do it every single day for 75 days, it's a lot. And to kind of get to your end of your day and go, oh man, I forgot to do my stuff. A lot of times can be a little bit frustrating, especially because I included Saturday and Sunday, so it was every single day from the time that we started. So it took a little while. The third one there was walk 2 miles 3 times a week with my wife, and that was really, it wasn't difficult, but it was really trying to manage her time as well. Because 2 miles, going through, we would maybe do a mile if she had something to do with her business, and I had to kind of coordinate with her schedule as well. And then the other thing is I think as human beings, we tend to talk about all the negative things that are going on. So we would only discuss positive things. So if we were kind of steering down the wrong path, and so each one of us wanted to bring up something bad that happened to us that day, we kind of curbed it until afterwards. So these conversations actually ended up being really, really good. So, and then the last one was reduce my calorie intake to 2,200 per day. And that one wasn't so bad. I missed it a few days eating some donuts and stuff at work because they always bring in crap all the time. So sometimes it's a little difficult at work. So how did I do? I just kind of did this real quick. I showed, 75 days and the number of days that I actually did this, and then the days that I completed them. So for the first one, the number one, it was 100%. It was easy to do. It was just, making the time to do it. The core training, I missed, a few days there because I hurt my back. And I just couldn't do the core training at the time. So I dropped down a little bit there. And then the walking was 100%. The calorie intake was, again, reduced a couple of days at work where and then the last one was, I think part of the rubric and what we had to do is tracking our partner's progress. And I wasn't as good as with that one because, like I said, I wasn't on the internet every single day, and I didn't check on Google Drive. I was looking at and counting them every single day. So I kind of dropped down a little bit there. But focusing on my goals and getting all the things that I thought I needed to do, I felt like I did a pretty good job. And like I said, I lost 20 pounds. I feel much better about myself. I feel stronger. My plan is to continue the healthy habits that I have. And I'd rate my effort on this as a 10 because I really worked hard. I felt like I rocked the project pretty good. I was excited. I did it. Wasn't sure if I was going to, like I said at the beginning, because there were some pretty lofty goals, at least in my opinion. And more importantly, the accountability is something that I've learned over the years, and this project reminded me that even as I get older, accountability is important. You know, there's a lot of times where I struggled to even want to continue in school because it takes so much time. And it's projects like these and it's classes like these that help me, you know, continue to endure to the end. And, you know, I enjoy classes like this because of these goals that, you know, that I learned, you know, more about myself and, you know, as far as accountability is concerned. And, you know, I'm staying accountable, you know, not only for myself, but my family. And that's pretty much my presentation and, you know, kind of how I did with everything. And I think my last slide is thank you. Any questions? So, I mean, that was it, more or less in a nutshell. You know, I talked a little bit about some of my pitfalls and some of the problems that I had, but I really didn't have a lot of consequences to go through and talk about, and there were really no no's that I missed. I felt like I stayed pretty much on task, on target, and to hit what I hit in 75 days, I thought I did fairly good. So, what'd you guys think? Good, bad,
You did.
ugly?
What was your consequence?
So my consequence was that I would have to reduce my calorie intake even more the following day, and if I went over my calories, and then on the core training, I didn't do anything for the cardio since I knew I would get that, but for my core training, I just doubled everything. So I doubled down. If I didn't do it one day, I'd have to do twice as much the next day. So I was able to do that. I didn't count it though as doing double to count it for the day that I missed. I just counted it as 0 if I missed it. So I really didn't have to do a ton with, you know, holding myself to any consequences, you know, other than those few days. So
That's good. That's actually smart. I like how you did that because your consequence actually helped you progress in your goal.
right, it kept me
So
from
that was
doing, you know, the bad things, you know, over and over, because I'm like, well, if I do this, I'm gonna have to double it up tomorrow. So
Yep, that's good.
but for me, that was my big thing. And again, I thought it was successful, and look at me now. What's up? All right, I'm gonna stop sharing here, and I'll let whoever is next go ahead and take over. Who wants to go next? You want to roll, Shambo? Well, I'm already done, so.
I can try it, see if it'll. I'm gonna try to have it to play my YouTube video. I don't know if you guys will be able to hear it, but let me see.
Yeah, I
Should I
can't
quit
hear
moving?
you. Like, I can't hear you.
Whatever.
Are you talking?
Yes.
All right, let's see if you guys can hear this. This is my final presentation. Did you hear that?
It's kind of low.
It's really quiet in the background.
Okay. Hello, everybody. This is Blake Bolton.
Yeah, I can hear
This is
you.
my final presentation on my accountability project for my organizational effectiveness course. I want to just take you through a little bit about what I accomplished throughout the semester, some of my goals, some of my shortcomings, some of my successes, and help you see a little bit more of what I was able to achieve and who I was able to become throughout the semester. First, I want to just show you a little bit of this is the document that I used for my accountability project. I wanted to become a better husband and father. I don't want my kids to think that I choose my cell phone and computer over them. I started realizing that I'd come home and I was stressed, and the way I would unwind from work is I'd get on my phone, I'd get on my computer, and it was just, it broke my heart to realize that my kids wanted their dad. They wanted to play with their dad, and I wasn't giving that to them. I don't want to be the kind of husband who comes home and sits on the couch. I want to be helpful, respectful, fun, uplifting, kind, honest, and my kid's hero. I want to be able to stay organized at work and be able to keep track of all the tasks I may ask to accomplish. I want to be better at being a disciple of Jesus Christ by being kind to others and helping them when I see an opportunity. I want to draw closer to my Heavenly Father by studying His Word more often. Here are a couple of the, if I was to answer no to any of my goals, I would have to do one of three things. First, I have to buy my wife a decoration for the house. This ended up working against me a little bit because she would try to sabotage me
Nice.
and get me to fail so she could get more decorations. Not really. She was very supportive, but she was also very excited when I would not meet one of my goals because she'd get a decoration. Number two, I would take my kids somewhere without my wife for at least an hour to give my wife a break, and then I would go and take the kids away from her just to help her. Or number three, I do a chore of my wife's choosing, also a mistake. She gave me some really fun jobs. So my goals, I wanted to drink at least 48 ounces of water every day. I wanted to leave my phone and my computer in my car when I got home and until the kids went to bed. On weekends, I limited the amount of time that my kids saw me on my phone. I tried to spend as much time with them when I was home as possible. I wanted to listen to conference or read my scriptures at least 15 minutes every day. I wanted to check on Mike and Jared's accountability. And every week, I wanted to eat a full serving of vegetables 5 out of 7 days. It actually ended up, it wasn't a full serving, it was 5 servings of vegetables every day. And every month, I wanted to perform service for someone or help someone in need. So those were my goals. Let's take a look at how I did. Everything started out going pretty good. And then here's where the hurricane hit. And because of my job and my position at work, I could not leave my phone at home. I also didn't focus on drinking water. I was too busy running around and getting buildings prepped and doing a bunch of prep for the hurricane. And then I actually, this should be yeses, because I was driving around and then at my house. I actually did listen to conference and read scriptures those 2 days. And then I didn't check up. I used the hurricane as an excuse to not check on my partners either. And shortly after that, I started really just being honest with myself. If I'm going 10 days without updating my own accountability chart, it's very unlikely that I was getting on and checking my neighbors and my partners to see how they were doing. So I wrote an email to them letting them know that I think that we needed to start being a little more honest about that. And that's where I started getting a lot of no's. I was doing my goals. I just wasn't getting on and checking on my partners. And at first there was some emails back and forth to each other, but nobody was doing it. There was a point where all three of us were 10 days behind in getting on to record our goals. So I started just being really honest about it, and it made it so I had to do a lot of chores and buy a lot of decorations. So that's really the only place where I had some shortcomings. There was one time when I didn't drink all of the water that I wanted to, but I satisfied all of my goals. If I didn't meet them, I did one of the 3 things that I said I would do. So just as a wrap up, it was a really great experience. I am more aware of opportunities to serve people. I find ways to serve people multiple times a day. A lot of them at the grocery store, or a lot of them with elderly people, wherever I'm at. When I'm out and about in public, there is so much opportunity to help and to serve, and it really makes a difference in people's lives. It started a lot of conversations about the gospel. It's really been awesome. I plan on doing that moving forward. I plan on drinking my water moving forward and really focusing on that. I feel a lot better when I drink my water and when I eat a vegetable-based diet. I'm not vegetarian, I'm not vegan, but I do believe in eating a vegetable-based diet with meat sparingly, and there's a lot of interesting studies about that. Plus, that's how the Word of Wisdom it outlines it. Overall, I put down that I did 8 out of 10 in my effort on this project, just because I feel like I really let my partners down. Overall, it was a really, really great opportunity. I've gained some great habits, and I really look forward to moving forward. I did become a better father. I spend more time with my kids. I spend more time with my wife. They don't see me on my phone all the time. I've been able to break that habit. I deleted Facebook. I mean, really, I feel like this really helped me become the man I wanted to be. And there's more improvement to go and more improvement to do. And I look forward to it. And these goals are going to help me. So appreciate you. I hope that you had a wonderful semester as well. I hope that these goals and having an accountability helped you to become who you wanted to become. And if it's not, that you at least have an idea of how you can meet those goals. So have a great time. Best of luck to you.
That's it.
Very nice. Very nice. I'm really impressed that you deleted Facebook. That's pretty good.
It's
I've
been
gotten off a
a
couple of times,
rough
but
go.
I get back on. Or Instagram, same thing.
So that's honestly, so you saw my whole document that I submitted, that last tab where I answered the questions in those few paragraphs, that's all I turned in. That's it. And then I gave him the link to this presentation, but he didn't even watch the presentation. It has 0, now it has 1 view. Don't know.
Okay. Yeah, I'll just have to follow up. He may not have gotten my other 2 documents. Let's see. Very nice job.
Thank you.
Sydney, do you want to go next? Do you want me to go?
Either or, I don't mind.
We can't hear you.
Again?
Yes, we can. Yes,
Oh
we
my
can.
gosh, I hate you so much. I can see my little like green bar moving.
You're so
I'll
messed.
just go so I can like get over this. Okay.
We can hear you.
You guys
messed
are
up.
horrible.
I didn't do nothing.
Okay, so
No,
I
Blake
was
is
legit
Yes,
the
you
whole
did.
time. Me?
horrible.
rude.
I was good.
Do you have brothers?
Okay. Am I talking low?
You're good.
Oh, sorry, I'm doing my presentation. Okay. Oh wait, hang on. Do you want to thaw some chicken out for the curry?
No,
Thank
no
you.
curry.
All right. Oh, butter chicken curry. I'm so excited. Okay,
He
so
said
I don't
curry.
have like a fancy. What?
He said no curry.
Yes, curry. Okay, I just started my timer so I can make sure that I actually hit 5 minutes because I don't have a fancy presentation or anything, and my goals were very simple. Let me pull up my little document. So I don't know why I'm a really like motivated person in general, but this semester I just have like lost all motivation. Maybe it's because I'm like close to graduating or something, but I just feel like in everything I'm just so not motivated, and I just have been kind of like lackadaisical and things. And so I really took this chance to set goals and like keep them and to not like bet against myself and to like say like, oh, I want to do this, but I'm not going to. So I really like put a lot of effort into this. So my goals, let me see if I can. Okay, I'll just show you really quick. So well,
It's sideways.
should it be up and down?
There you go.
So my first goal was personal prayer every day because I'm really horrible about that. And I'm so horrible that I had to like make myself a chart and put it by my light switch in our room so that I would remember at night. And that's really bad because we learned about this since we were like 4, but it helped me. I wanted to work on my blog for a minimum of 30 minutes a day, 15 minutes of meditation. This is one that I started cold at first, but now it's gotten really easy. It was healthy eating based on the Candida diet, which is no carbs, sugar, dairy, is anything like that. Oh, and did I say sugar? Yeah, no sugar. And then to work out a minimum of 3 days a week, deep clean my apartment once a month because I am a clean freak. And because at the beginning of the year, I just was feeling like just really like kind of gross, like my skin always itched and I felt sick every day and I was getting headaches every day. And that's what I found out about the Candida diet. And that's really hard for me because I like eating Reese's. Like I could eat a Reese's every day. And I really like, like my carbs and everything. And I mean, this is a really strict diet. You can't have carbs, you can't have beans, you can't have, like, I love tuna fish sandwiches. You can't have that. No, like sweet potatoes even. So it was really hard for me to kind of get on that track. But once I did, I just like felt so much better. And it was just like this whole change that brought like my attitude changed and everything. And I was working out 6 days a week at the beginning of the year, like consistently for about 5 months. And I just wasn't seeing any progress. And so once I implemented this change in my diet and not like killing myself trying to work out, that's when I was seeing like the physical change, and I lost like 15 pounds or something. And so it's just really been like a positive change. And like I've seen working on my blog more, it's helped me to get more like collaborations, and I've been able to kind of expand and branch out and get to work with different companies and things. And so that was really helpful for me. It was easy for me to like check in on people, especially because one of my people is my husband, and he always makes me go to the gym anyways. If I say no, he makes me go anyways. So it was really nice that he was able to like support me and like help me to just kind of stay motivated when I didn't really feel like I wanted to accomplish the things that I wanted to. And it wasn't like a lack of wanting to, but I just was kind of in a funk. So let me go to my write-up really quick. I gave myself a 9 out of 10 just because I gave myself room for like the whole eating thing. Well, I told myself I would do 90% per week of the diet, so I could have 2 cheat meals. But I felt like I really could have done probably less. And then I gave myself little breathing room around like my birthday and holidays and things, just because it's kind of hard. But I think I kind of took that a little overboard and kind of took like the whole Thanksgiving weekend and everything to kind of binge out on my carbs and stuff. So I feel like I could have taken less time on that and I would have given myself a 10 out of 10 if I had no no's. Yeah, if I had all yeses, then I would have given myself a 10. But I really tried to work hard just because I wanted to see a change, and it wasn't happening the way that I was doing things before. So this project just helped me to kind of get in the mindset of healthy living and kind of working on myself. The meditation really helped a lot because I have to kind of focus more on mindfulness and like living in now, not worrying about the future or the past or whatever. And so I just feel like I'm a lot like healthier physically and spiritually and mentally, and it was a fun project for me to work on this semester. That's it.
Well, that's good.
Thanks.
Very good. Nice job. Yes.
Yeah. Good job.
Thank you.
Very good. Especially when you got your husband right there, like motivating you and checking in on you too. He's
Okay,
in
but
this
he's not
class,
helpful
right?
sometimes because he's like sitting here eating Reese's, and I can't.
Yeah, disclaimer, I'm just throwing it out there. He's not nice all the time.
But no, sitting there eating Reese's, like my favorite candy in the world, or gummy bears. There's a certain brand of gummy bears or gummy worms that are super good, and they're just chock full of sugar, so I can't have it.
I find that the people that truly love us challenge us. So I think that's all that really was. He was just showing you how.
Challenge, yes.
Yeah. Hey, someday he'll be perfect, and it'll be because you made him that way. See, we don't make box like that, so that's a.
We all know how that goes.
I don't know. It might be the other way around.
Well, it is supposed to go both. So.
My wife posted this on Facebook today. She's all, confession. I have been doing this holiday season so wrong. Setting impossible goals, trying to feel the spirit all the time. Today's goal is not to kill someone. Wish my family luck. That's what I got to deal with.
I like that.
Yeah, and she got some pretty good comments.
Feedback.
It was funny. So 20 years gets me.
There you go. A few years ago, I got a Father's Day card from my wife, and it said, "Happy Father's Day from the nice lady that makes all of this possible."
Nice.
That's a good one.
It is. All right.
Honest.
Okay,
Take
I'll
us
get
home,
started.
Bob. You're the only
What?
thing standing between me and not a single thing left to do before graduation. I just want you to know that.
All the pressure. So much pressure.
You're
Bob's
like
like,
Jeffrey R. Holland closing out
Okay.
conference. And we're just looking forward to ice cream.
no pressure,
Yeah.
Bob. No pressure.
Mm-hmm. All right. My goal was, or what my goals were basically about helping me overcome one of my main weaknesses, which is budgeting my time. It's something I think kind of holds me back, and I don't get as much done as I could because I wind up going in lots of different directions instead of staying focused. So the goals that I picked for this project were intended to help me make better use of my time in multiple parts of my life. So my goals were, the first was to exercise for 30 minutes, 5 days a week. And then the next one was to work on my house for 3 hours a week, 3 hours each week, excuse me. The next was to study the scriptures for 15 minutes daily. The next one was to do something daily to lift my wife's spirits or to ease her load. Then the next one was to make contact with one of our grown children weekly. The next one was to have an outing with one of our younger children monthly. And then the last one was to check on my partner's goals. I did follow through with my consequences. I get an allowance, so one of my consequences was that I had to give up some of my money, and I don't like doing that, so I didn't get too many no's. But even though I stuck with my consequences, it didn't really impact me that much because between work and school, I didn't have much free time to go out and go shopping anyways. So giving up my money a couple of times that I had to it didn't really affect me that much. I wanted to make better use and have more control over my time. I wanted to try and be more eternally focused and allow those desires to be my motivation. Helping my wife and having more contact with our children was that more eternally focused goal. And I got to where I enjoyed looking for opportunities to do those kind of things. We've got 3 children that don't live at home, and so it was nice just to visit with them and just to check on them. And then with the ones that do live here at home, to set aside some time to go and do something with them was fun. I enjoyed that. I was able to get more focused on my goals, but not entirely in the areas where I set my goals. Part of my responsibilities at work, I'm taking over a department, and so I kind of had to be a little bit more focused there. That's kind of made school a little bit of a pain, but staying more focused and these goals helping me make a better use of my time improved my performance at work as well. And so anyways, that worked out pretty good. Let's see. Some of the things I'm going to do in the future, I'm going to keep setting goals. Excuse me. I'm going to keep setting goals. I'm not going to set as many. I set too many, I think. I'm just going to do a couple, and then I'm going to work at those until they become a habit, and then I'll add another and work at it and kind of do things that way. And I think one of the things with this, it was nice to accomplish these goals, but because I guess because it was more assignment oriented, they weren't necessarily as meaningful as they could have been. There were some of them that were kind of easy. And so on a scale of 1 to 10, I gave myself an 8. Scripture study, for example, I teach the gospel doctrine class at church. So I'm in scriptures more than 15 minutes a day getting my lesson go. So that one, I thought it was a good goal at first. I still think it's a good goal, but it wasn't really very challenging. And then the other one was setting the goal to do something for my wife. She's pretty easy to please. She doesn't ask for very much. And so it wasn't difficult to find things to do that were just helped her. And she's grateful for every little bit of help. We do go on a date night every Friday night. And so I did enjoy that. And I found that as I spent more time focused on finding things to help her out, I enjoyed the time that I spent around her more. And so that was a plus. I did enjoy that very much. As far as the accountability goes, I think accountability is pretty important. I hadn't really considered, the fact that the only person I'm accountable to in this is me. But the more I thought about it, we really are the only person we're accountable to. And, but I got a lot of satisfaction out of getting some of these goals. One of the things I'm going to do is I'm going to keep going with this, like I said, but I'm also going to try and incorporate this with my family as we set some goals as a family. I think having, somebody check on you and see how your goals are going and stuff like that, I think we could probably do better at keeping the goals that we set. And those would be goals like, a more regular family home evening, more regular family prayer, and then all the individual personal goals. So I think I'm going to try and do it that way. I did pretty good with my goals up until a couple weeks ago. I got sick, and it's really kind of hung on. So I didn't do much work on my house, and my half hour of exercise a day kind of dropped off there because I just felt like my head was going to explode. But anyways, other than that, things went pretty well. I didn't check my partners every day because, kind of like Jeff, I didn't get on every day. I was kind of keeping track of my stuff on a notepad, and then I'd get on once or twice a week and just kind of fill mine in. And so I would check it. I would check theirs then. So I did get a couple, 2-3 days behind on theirs on occasion, but it was not, it wasn't ever anything more than that. So, but that was about it. That's my report.
Very nice. Good job.
Good work.
I like your
Yay.
consequences about the money because that motivates me too.
Yeah, that was hard to do. That allowance, that's kind of precious.
Right.
But, it was good.
Very good. Very cool.
Do you get a monthly allowance or a weekly allowance?
I get paid, so biweekly.
Biweekly?
Yeah. No, not biweekly. That would be twice a week. Every other week when I get paid, I get an allowance.
So it'd be semi-weekly is twice a week.
Oh, okay. Anyways, every other week when I get a paycheck, I get some money.
Nice. We do the same. We do similar. We do ours monthly.
Yep. But anyways, so.
Very cool. Sounds like everybody kind of struggled with their partner a little bit. That was
yeah,
fun.
that was, and there were just a couple of days when I noticed that, and it was only one of my partners he would kind of let his go a couple days. There towards the end, he was pretty consistent, but by the time I got ready to actually make contact with him and make sure everything was okay, he had gotten on and filled all his stuff in. So he was kind of doing the same thing I was doing, I think.
Yeah, it made it a little difficult. I think that's it. I don't know if there's anything else that we needed to do on,
Once we
on
all,
presenting.
then we were just go ahead and post it and send the link. That's
All
all
right,
good.
I'll go ahead and post the link. And this has been a really good semester. I thank you all for your help and support and conversation. It's been good. I'll miss you all.
Yeah, you guys have been fun. Appreciate you.
This has been good. I've enjoyed it very much.
Enjoyed it a lot more than normal.
Right?
Normal groups.
Because we're all normal people. We're good people, I guess. Keeping it real.
Yes.
Okay, everybody.
for
Best of luck to you.
All right,
Say
we'll
that
take it
again.
easy. I'll go ahead and stop the broadcast, and we'll see y'all later. Have a good one, and I'll post it up.
All right, you guys take care.
Perfect. Thanks.
Bye-bye.